Well. This meeting is being live streamed. Well, it's another week of the Palms Up show. And I tell you, boy, we be battling, don't we? Be battling. Palms up, palms up. How's it going to you guys? Is coming to you from the Mad Studio. That's right. You know by now, that is the Mindfully Making a Difference studio. Yes. We are so intentional with getting this mental health word out that we want to make sure you guys know that we have doubled down. We have the Mad Studio. We have a series of events that are coming your way. We're so excited. Hey, Pastor Coles, how's it going for another week? How you doing?
Hanging in there, girl. Hanging in there. Palms up. That's all I can say.
I know, right? Palms up. Palms up. We're a little rusty, but not because we're not doing this work. I tell you, we're my teens out there. We're my queens out there. We got a whole beautiful studio here. It's time for y'all to come on in here and get this word out. Palms up.
Palms up.
All right. We got a lot of things going on. Can we just jump right in, sis?
Yeah, let's go forward.
All right. Hey guys, share the feed. It's your girl. Yes. We have a lot going on. You've been seeing MI all around town. MI celebrating 5 years in the community. Whoop. Palms up to the MI and all of our beautiful supporters. That's right. MI came out on a mission 5 years ago. We actually started in 2015, but formally we went on record in 2017, and we went over in Southeast DC where we saw the need was the most, the greatest. And we realized that when we went over there, Pastor, we went over there to do support groups. You know what I'm saying? Go over there, talk to a few of my queens, always ready for the jump off. We figured, we can't get our community safe and stable if we can't get our women, healthy and whole. And don't tell nobody about their child. Don't tell nobody about their living. Don't try to help nobody because they let you know about it if they don't trust you, if they don't know you. So we had to go over on the block and go help some of our families and let them know that we love them and that we're with them. And we are so excited to be celebrating 5 years.
5 years, palms up.
Out there that know about doing this mental health work, the accomplishment that brings. We have walked in so many homes over east of the river and west of the river, holes in the walls. When you're going through something overseas, you know about it. Folk, they just let loose sometimes, and sometimes you can't be dignified. I want to talk about that tonight. Where's the dignity in the mental health in this Washington, D.C. area? Everybody's so annoyed, don't understand that it's levels to this, right? Yeah. And my mental health and what they call my crazy, in quotations, is not necessarily what you identify you're crazy to be. And so obviously we all deserve a dignified manner in which we should be able to have help and support for the things that we're going through. Palms up.
Palms up.
All right, before I jump all into it, one, just give y'all a chance to find the feed. Yes, we here. Yes, we back. Yes. This Tuesday be rolling around so fast. I'm telling you, we are busy in these streets. Hey, Overseer, I want you to come forward and talk to us. You got quite a bit going on too. So before I even jump in, we need to hear from our Real Talk. What you talking about this week for us? Anything you want to update us on your Real Talk before I jump in?
I don't understand. Our DMV area is just going crazy with all these gun shooting.
Oh my God.
It's just, I don't get it. It's like our community has just become numb. Every time I turn around, it's a call. Somebody got shot.
Yeah. What up, Van Ness? I saw 3 shot up at Van Ness. And then they said the same day, didn't we have something over in Northwest on Kennedy Street?
Yep.
Yeah. These guns are steadily going off, and that's what makes it so frustrating when you have the district that's got all this money pouring in, and now of course it's an election, so poor Mayor Bowser, she's just throwing it everywhere she can figure, wherever it'll stick on the wall. Hey, we got a program for this. Hey, we spending money for this. And the truth of the matter is, it is important to spend the money, but you got to do effective spending, no doubt. You got to be able to know that your spending is impacting the situation, no doubt.
No doubt, but I don't see where that spending going into the community. They say they sent it, but
heard that before, right? The check in the mail. Well, what was interesting is when I who's that? Salim Adolfo. Shout out to Salim out there in Ward 8. You know, very many of the ANCs are trying to buckle down and do the work and try to help the community. And Salim Adolfo, palms up to you out there. You're one of the ones out there that are truly trying to do this work and bring about the needed change. And they had a meeting, and she came, Bowser showed up. Of course, whenever they announced that she's going to be somewhere, you got 150, 200, 300, everybody flooding, everybody want to hear what she got to say, like it's going to be so profound. You know, we're waiting to hear her say something that's just really going to shake the masses and make people feel good and warm and fuzzy with all this gun violence and all this lack of resources going on. And so one after the other, the citizens got on the line and they were asking, you know, of course, the questions are pre-screened, which I don't like. I don't know why elected officials present day with so much going on have to be pre-screened before they can respond. I mean, they just do this work. Shouldn't they know it? My God, I mean, palms up out there, guys. We got to start speaking it up, especially during election season, because this is when your power counts. This is when your voice is supposed to matter out there. Don't you tell me that you don't believe in voting. We're not even going to start that nonsense with all the things that our children don't have and the things that they do need. But she showed up to the meeting, Pastor, talking about, what did she say? They're getting mixed signals. You hear me? Mixed signals for what the community wants when it comes to addressing the crime, the loitering, you know, all of it, the gun violence, you name it. And I just thought that was just really a cop-out. Because when you elect public officials to these positions, there's no such thing as a mixed message. You got access to all the resources, the data, you paying people to be in specific places. You got your finger on the pulse. You're supposed to already know what that looks like. And if you were engaging those of us on the ground in the community more often than not, then there would be no confusion. We're not confused when we walk over in Ward 8 Woodbury Village. Shout out to my Woodbury Village families over there still dealing with this slumlord Capital Realty, who's got protections from the Office of Attorney General and everybody else falling in line, overlooking the slumlord realities of what those families have been put through on their watch still. We're not getting mixed messages from those tenants. They don't want to live how they're living, Mayor Bowser. They don't want crime in their hallways. They don't want to be afraid of the gentleman with the guns and the dice and the drug dealing and everything. And shout out to my gentleman out there in the community that is living in that capacity. We understand there's a role for everybody in the community, but our seniors and our children and our families should not be living in fear of you. You should be a part of the protections of the community to protect them from the outsiders that come in, like Capital Realty, that have come in and created such a slumlord reality. We got it twisted in the community, guys. We got to come back to the table and talk about it. We got any seniors and children and families out there living in their communities, feeling that they living under siege? We need you guys to speak up, palms up, keep speaking up. Because your dear mayor, during this election cycle, says she's confused. She says she's getting mixed messages. Can we be a little more clear for this mayor so she'll understand that you guys don't want to live with crime? You don't want to live with rats and roaches and mice. You don't want your children breathing mold. Hey, Mayor Bowser, you get an F for that answer, because there's no such thing as mixed messages when you know the condition of many of those families and what they're living in. And I'll keep on saying it until we hear it enough, until we do something about it, until we end it. Families that are challenged in their housing stabilities cannot be stable in their mental health realities. You can't stabilize when you're worrying about what to do and what's going on and what comes next, and sirens going off every 5 minutes and you're hungry. It's not okay. Sis, you're right. And talking about these guns going off, aren't you doing something, or aren't we? I'm sorry, let me rephrase that and act like I know. Aren't we doing something? June, what is it, the 11th with the Metropolitan Police Department?
Yeah, Saturday, June 11th. So save the date. Save the date. More information coming forward.
June 11th, and what is that, an outside event? We're doing something outdoors, right?
Yes, it's going to be an outdoor event.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know that you guys are still getting all the details down, so I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just want you guys to save the date, June the 11th. Put your guns down. Project Enough, the Healthy DC and Me Leadership Coalition, any of my Mothers Keeping Mental Health Advocates, because we are always a family. When you see one, you see us all. We're coming in a triangle. Shout out to you, G, out there, palms up. We're coming to a park near you. You're going to get all the details soon with the Metropolitan Police Department, guys, because it's time to start collaborating and getting this word out. They haven't been spending that money right in the city, and a lot of programs, a lot of understandings are not impacting the community. We can tell because the guns keep going on. And not until we can create communications and collaborations that stop the guns will we be where we need to be. So palms up out there to you. If you're out there working with families and working in the communities and working in mental health, don't get frustrated and don't give up. But guys, we got to hold ourselves to a higher standard. The guns must stop. And let's be real. Hurt people are still hurting people, and we've got to get to the bottom of it. Palms up.
Palms up.
Guys, we can't brush over it, and especially now in this election cycle. Well, come on, sister, I want to talk about a little more than the shooting. I understand that these buses keep showing up from Texas. I mean, you know, we got a homeless problem here in our town, and no doubt, you know, we need to be a city that's helping as many as we can. But I mean, they say charity starts at home, right?
Well, our elected officials must didn't get that memo.
I mean, from the Ukraine situation to the situation at the borders in Texas, and now we're talking about what? Our homeless situation here in the city, or are we talking about it?
No, I mean, they're not talking about it. They're trying to brush it up under the rug. I just don't get it. You can find millions of dollars to help everybody else, but right here in your front yard, you can't even find a penny to invest to help. And then you turn around and bring bulldozers and stuff and continually destroy their property over and over again. I'm just saying, to me, this year is all about trying to get elected. So they doing a lot of photo ops, like they doing something, but they really ain't doing nothing.
But let's talk about it. I saw a tweet, Mr. Trayon White, palms up to you, Mr. Trayon White out there talk about, what did he say? Oh, rent freeze does, what did it say? Money for your rent doesn't mean don't pay your rent, or some kind of way he said it. I've seen it once, like 5-6 months ago, but then he keeps tweeting it. So I guess he's trying to send a message to our people to stop screwing over your money and pay your bills. I mean, just say what you mean, Mr. White. Just say what you mean, because it's important for you guys that are out there voting to understand what these people really think of you, right? We got so many people going through it, and they would believe that you're putting yourself or keeping yourselves in these situations out there. Guys, if you're going through it out there and you need emergency rental assistance, DC has an emergency rental assistance program called ERAP, E-R-A-P. If you want some more information about that or need some further assistance, please come to healthyDCandme.org. Healthy DC, spell the word and out me.org. Go to the CV19 rescue page, CV19, and do the intake. You come through the intake and tell us what problems you're having. We're going to assist you with finding out where all these wonderful programs are. The reason why we help folks to advocate is because it's frustrating trying to get help in this system. Tell you a couple of stories. They tell me that when you're having mental health challenges out there, guys, and this is some real talk, you're having some emergency situations out there, and you better know what you're talking about when you say you have an emergency mental health situation, because there are levels as we keep talking about this mental health. Everybody doesn't want to be grouped in with everybody else. And that's one of the things that we're out here advocating about. We're trying to help the city to identify our mental health citizens as the personable beings that they are, palms up. And our city tends to lump it all in. So to those of you out there running for election or running for re-election this season, we want you guys to pay specific attention to the mental health. We want you to raise the consciousness of the standards that we're providing our citizens. Just because I might be dealing with something and feeling a little suicidal in my circumstance doesn't mean I want to be lumped in with someone who's having a violent exchange with their drug abuse or drug usage. everybody has a different understanding of what they're going through, and to lump everybody in together, it's just, that's old school. That's yesterday's formula. DC, DMV area, Prince George's County, listen and listen clear. You're robbing our citizens of their dignity when you assume that it's okay to lump them all together because they may have some level of diagnosis that you don't understand beyond what the textbook tells you. It's time to start dealing with our people as human beings. And let's talk about something. I talked about it this weekend, Pastor, what was it, Saturday, Sunday, I was out there talking this weekend. Shout out to Jennifer Jalencia Muhammad, who's running for at-large council for DC, who has invited MI to come and talk about the mental health and the circumstances surrounding our city with our homeless population, our abused population. And Pastor, you know about it. You guys do the Voices in the Valley support group for our beautiful women on Monday evenings, and we appreciate you guys. We were speaking in the community and we were talking about the reality that let's talk about some real stuff here. Because, you know, a lot of times, you know, people think we gloss over things or we don't bring it as straight as we should, but let's bring it real down the middle. We have a mayor, a female mayor, who adopted a baby girl who is sensitive to the LGBTQ community. Shout out, guys. And the reality that somebody thought it was okay on her watch to use construction cranes, construction vehicles that pick up big heavy pieces of concrete. Use these cranes to remove homeless citizens and all that they are endeared to. Most of the time, folks that are sleeping in the street, Pastor, we know, are sleeping because they've gone through something emotionally. Their trust factors have, you know, just been expounded. They just, that's their safe space for whatever reason. Many of them are still traumatized. What do you think bringing a big construction crane would do to someone, and that's the only belongings that they've had? This city is all wrong when it comes to mental health, and we need to stick them all in a room. And those questions on that debate need to all be encompassing questions and scenarios of mental health. And you guys would get your answer. It would be so crystal clear who you do not want representing you. I can tell you one thing, Mr. Trayon White would be eliminated. He's no proponent for mental health. Don't even get me started. Palms up. Palms up. Yeah, Miss Mayor Bowser has had how many runs, how many terms, how many years at it, and we still at the same point. Guys, if we want to talk about this stuff, let's just talk about it out there. Palms up. Too many workers in the DC mental health system know what we're talking about. There's no empathy. There's no compassion in how you're taking care of our citizens out there. Lying on our citizens, making up stories because they're mentally challenged and have diagnosis to keep your job, treating them like third world citizens, treating them like where you may have come from, as if it's okay because you think nobody knows. Oh, we know. We know.
Matter of fact, they traumatizing them even more. Instead of helping them. They adding to the list.
Come on, talk about they can come to CPEP if they come in voluntarily. Well, who voluntarily would come in there to stay around all that chaos? Who's in charge of the management of these systems? And when other people set the standards, thereby which our family members and our community members have to live by, they're setting them too low.
Yeah.
And they're setting them low because we're too quiet out there, palms up. Well, I tell you, Pastor, we can talk about this forever. Guys, the Palms Up Show and everybody associated with it, everybody in our coalition, we're about raising the standard of living for our families in our area. And all too often when you are low income, your vote, they try to tell you it doesn't matter, but it does. You start to get discouraged out there. You start saying, I ain't nobody care about me, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to vote. because it doesn't matter. Guys, they bank on that being the case. Do you know they sit in rooms and design processes so you can fail?
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but it's the truth. We got an entire community of families over at Woodbury Village being managed by Jewish slumlords. And I'm going to keep on saying it until the city takes ownership. They bank on you guys not being educated. They bank on you guys getting frustrated and just letting it go. They bank on you guys. They try to turn us against one another. The OAG's office is terrible. Miss Jennifer Berger, I'm going to keep putting you on the wire. They keep on trying to turn out people against us because we're over there raising the alarm and raising the level of education. Why is it going on so long? These people don't have any money. If you're an attorney out there and you got a good heart and you really want to make some money, come on to the table because this city needs to be sued. Palms up, I said it. Yeah, they taking mental health for granted and you guys have rights. You got human rights that you're being violated by, and this city needs to be held accountable. So we're gonna keep on because there will be a team of attorneys that will come forward and we'll start to roll these cases forward. And when they do, you'll remember we told you so. Palms up.
Palms
up. Hey sis, I know we're talking about this gun violence. I know we got these events coming up. It makes me think about our Passages event. Palms up to our Covenant Baptist family over there.
Yeah.
South Capitol that had us over there on March 26th. We had such an awesome time and the cast was phenomenal. We got so many wonderful reviews. Palms up to the Passages cast out there. We had them on the show. We'll see if we can bring them back before the 14th. But it looks like we're going to be doing this Passages performance over in Prince George's County, sis, over at Not About Me Ministries. Why don't you talk to the folks a little bit about what they can expect, especially you being the presiding overseer. Talk to Prince George's County and let them know what DC already understands about Passages.
It's awesome. Basically what you have done, and shout out to Dr. Barker.
That's right.
Who actually wrote the vignette. Am I saying that right? It's brought scripture to life. Yeah. Everybody know Exodus means exit. And it was just amazing to see the vignette when it was performed on the 26th. The characters that were in it, they took ownership to it.
They sure did.
And really brought it to life. The plagues that was in biblical days, they brought it into today's understanding. What we see every day on our corners. And it was just amazing. And I'm excited that we're bringing it to Prince George's County. And even with this, it's even going to show a side that we're going to have some of the police officers to come.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Been talking with them and understand all of them not bad.
That's right.
You know,
all of us are not bad. So,
right.
Yeah.
And, you know, they experience trauma too, just like we do.
Absolutely.
I had the opportunity last month, it was that Not About Me. We had a round table and also Brooks was there. The chief of police was there. And they really kept it real. They brought some young folks in the Oxon Hill area. And we sat there and talked about it. And it was good to even hear one officer, and he was a Black officer, said that we don't wear our uniforms 24/7. And believe it or not, we understand because we get treated. He said one time he got pulled over in Virginia. And I mean, he said they treated him awful. And this was a police officer. To hear our young folks talk about their fear when they're in school and how they don't feel protected. We had one young man that said that every time he sees a police officer, he jumps. Because they profile him just because he had dreads and he had the hoodies and all, you know. So I'm excited about it coming to Prince George's County.
Me too.
And it's going to be fair game because we're going to have residents and we're going to have law enforcement coming together to sit
Yeah.
And
I love that.
the passage is gonna bring it home to everybody.
I love that.
And then we're gonna be able to really talk about it with
Yeah.
not anybody worrying about any retaliation.
Yeah.
We have to come together as a community. We
Yeah.
have to. And when I say community, that's everybody. It's not based on your
Everybody.
belief or anything. It's just based on that we are human beings and we got to be there for each other and help each other out.
That's
And
right. That's
somebody has
right.
to break the ice.
That's
So that's
right.
what it's all about. There's some surprises. It's still coming together. But I
Mm-hmm.
assure you, come out Saturday, May 14th at 4 p.m. Not about me. 3106 Branch Avenue, Temple Hills, Maryland. And I want to shout out to Bishop Ronald Taylor the First, who
Yes.
has given us the opportunity to bring it to Prince George's County.
Yes. Yes.
One thing that was said when we did the roundtable a couple of weeks ago, that they had went to a whole lot of churches to try to have that breaking ground, the roundtable that we did. And Not About Me was the only one that opened their doors. And that's a shame, church.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
Yeah, it
shame. We're
is.
supposed to be part of the community and help the community. Stop
That's
hiding
right.
behind them doors and stop acting like little punks. Oh, there, I ain't had my purple pill.
Palms up, they go real
I ain't
talk.
had my purple pill. You say God is love. Well, that you sure ain't show no love. That should have been a packed house. Every church should have been glad to open their doors to bring our community together. Back in the day, the church was the source that brought everybody together.
Well,
I don't know what it is now. It's become big business, and you just trying to fill your pockets and not help the people. That bull crap needs to stop. Okay, so I'm gonna be quiet because that's just how I'm feeling.
Let
You
the
just
church
hurting
say
folk.
amen.
You're hurting folk and trying to justify it by pulling out certain scriptures, then you're out of order.
Hey, out of order. I like that, overseer. That's why she's our overseer, because she keeps it 100%. That's right. That's right. Real talk out there. And quite as kept, that's why many of our projects have come to the forefront so that we can subliminally start to put you guys in these rooms together so we can start having these conversations. You can keep running if you want, but your seat's going to get hot because we're going to keep calling it out. We were just talking over the weekend at Miss Galencia's Galencia Muhammad. I want to acknowledge both of her names at her meet and greet over on Brothers Place at the Pink Palace. Shout out and palms up. It was nice to be over in Ward 8, my dear hometown, Ward 8, of home part of the city, I should say. And one of the things that came up was that we don't get the right to keep praising God and then looking the other way when so many people are in need. People keep walking around, tipping around, acting like they don't know what time of day it is because it's not touching your family yet. You know what it looked like. You know what it is. Stop walking around acting like you don't care. This mental health affects everybody. And what I mean by this mental health, coming out of pandemic by now, everybody's definition of what mental health is should have been adjusted. There's nobody out here that should be acting like they are too good. And on top of that, we need to understand that there is nothing to be ashamed of out there. Nope. If you're going through an abusive situation, if you're hungry out there, if you're scared, you're living under siege out there. One of my babies, shout out to my beautiful, beautiful Mr. Jarrell out there. One of my babies out there went to school and they had the nerve to try one of my babies. We're not having it. We're not having it. This suicide rate is so real out here, guys, and this meanness and this unkindness must end. Whether you're a child, whether you're an adult, a senior, an elected official, I don't care. It is time out for all this unkindness out there, and we can all learn to do better. Because you are afflicted with mental health challenges and realities does not give you a pass on not being accountable for your behavior. Palms up. We're out here to educate. We're out here to raise awareness. We're out here to raise the standard of living for so many that are still going through, because these guns, they will stop. Mm-hmm. Bad leadership is dangerous. Palms up. When you have the wrong leadership, people don't care. People don't pay attention. People are just out for whatever. You see, Overseer Coles, how they drugged that poor senior over there in Prince George's County, taking her car from her. What in the world? How do you look at something like this and not know that we all got to do something different? And let's be real. I'm talking to you out there. Those of you that are buddies of, friends of, you know what it looked like. We don't do that. That's barbaric. You got mothers and grandmothers and sisters and baby mamas and aunties. Stop acting like you dropped out of the sky. Guys, when we say mental health matters, what we're saying to you is that if you don't pay attention to understand what you're going through, you yourself might be dealing with something that hasn't been diagnosed. You yourself might be holding on to this trauma that you haven't released. Maybe you don't like women because mama ain't treating you right. Mama ain't never hugged you or told you she loved you, so you don't know how to treat a woman. So you run up against a real woman who ain't willing to just take anything, and you want to fight her because you're confused because you don't know your place. You out of order. Well, all you got to do is humble. You got to humble, and you got to get rid of all that meanness and that unkindness. One of the things we recognize is that we know how to jump off. What that B say about me? We know how to respond. Who she thinks she is? What she thinks she got on? Oh, she ugly. We know all the mean stuff to say. But how much energy do you have? How much time will you take to say something positive? To share a kind word? How many of you gonna come out and fellowship on May 7th over in Temple Hills, Maryland? My God, I gotta twist my folks' arms, sis, to get them to come out and let their head down. I'm about to call it out. I was told, oh, we can't do that event. It's not classy enough. Where you hear that at? Who in the world got enough gall? We're doing an event for women's wellness in a city where mothers of children are fearful for the guns going off, where their next meal going to come from, whether or not that cancer diagnosis is going to evolve into something more serious and they're going to die.
Yeah.
Oh my God, trying to get this weight off so we get our sexy back. Trying to deal with these landlords that got us living all crazy. Who in the hell got time for classy when we talking about wellness and saving lives? See, guys, you got to stop calling your folk out, even when they in your inner circle, palms out. They done lost their mind out here thinking they can say anything when so many people are going through. And usually it's the ones that's saying anything, the ones that's going through the most that need help.
Yeah.
It's your girl, it's your girl. You know it's the Palms Up Show. You know what it is. So let's talk about this May 7th while we're talking, Pastor. We got a guest that's going to stop by the platform. We got so many beautiful queens. I want to just stop and give a shout out. The phones are still ringing. We're getting more people calling us that want to be on the lineup than I can get for the
I tell you.
It's crazy. We got 2 cancer vendors that have committed. They doing breast cancer screening. Lord, they wanted to bring the mammogram, the Mammaville out.
Yeah.
You know, where they come and do. I said, well, you know, we chose a nice little quaint little lounge. Shout out to 12 Stop Lounge over there in Temple Hills on Raleigh Road, 4707. Richard Ridge, what you know, good is your girl. I'm just saying, guys, we are pulling out all the stops. Endless mimosas. I know you say it's about wellness, but after you do your yoga, shout out to Miss Alicia Velma. I got to get these names together. I'm sorry. Shout out to Alicia Velman out there who's going to do our yoga session. And I'm sure I'm butchering that name, but you know it's all love. Our beautiful yoga lady Alicia is going to come out. And then we've got Sharita Moore. Shout out to Sharita, who's going to come and introduce our ladies to the line dancing so we can have a little fun. So you just picture with your mimosa, you know, it's Saturday before Sunday. So you ain't got to put your pearls on and go to church till the next day, right? But then this day, we're going to have a mental health break, and we're just going to have our mimosas. We're going to be talking to these vendors. Boys, shout out to let's see who we got coming through. We got our beautiful Azul Bitters, Juanita's Azul Bitters, and she is encouraged by Dr. Sabi out there. So they tell me that the newest thing is showing you how to concoct all these little bitters to help you stay healthy. From Dr. Sabi. We got Mary Kay coming. Shout out to Arthea Wright. Guys, go find their Facebook page and give them some love and tell them thank you. Come out and meet them on the 7th. Hey, Miss Monique Michelle Smith is coming out. She does special events and promotions. We got Bear Essentials coming out. They're going to help you understand more herbs with Dr. Sebi and other concoctions so that we can stay healthy. Royal Creations is coming out. Healing Hands Massage. Shout out, Jehudie's coming out. All of the ladies that come to the event are going to get a complimentary massage, compliments of Am I Mother's Keeper, because when will we take this kind of time for ourselves? Yeah. I mean, really, when? So May 7th, Saturday, is all about us, guys. The music will be flowing, and oh my God, Pastor, I'm going to need you to help shout this one out. Food for Your Soul and Mr. John Young. Yeah. What you know about it, Pastor? What you know about it?
Oh, Brother Man can cook.
He can throw down.
He can throw down. Trust and believe.
I'm so excited, John, that you're going to be with us. That's Food for Your Soul. Guys, if you're looking for a laid-back day, Saturday, May 7th, starting at 2 p.m. I don't know why you're still sitting here listening to us naming all this. My girl, shout out Robin with the double dutch. I'm just saying, don't come up in there with no heels on when you know you want to try to see if you still got it. And to my seniors out there, Robin gonna put y'all to work turning the rope, because
I know that's right.
It's about,
and she will put you to work.
It's about raising our standards, and it's about passing it down to our children. This pandemic got us all twisted. These guns going off, we all live in a kind of way. Shout out to my women of Woodbury Village and Warday Southeast. You guys are our special guests on Saturday, May 7th. That's right. That's right. We need everybody to go to Palms Up for Women's Wellness.eventbrite.com, or come to my feed on Facebook. Go to our website, healthydcme.org, and go to Am I Mother's Keeper website. Go to any one of our feeds and click the link, and you guys can register and find information on the show. May 7th from 2 to 8, it's going down. We're going to have a ball. We're going to be eating well. We're going to be line dancing, yoga, double dutching, meeting some vendors that got our best interests at heart. We're going to have a ball. We're going to do a toast to our dear matriarch, Mother Regina.
Yeah.
God bless you guys out there. All my beautiful women of Cancer, whether you survive, whether you're going through a scare right now, whatever your challenges are, we are with you. Our heart is with you. Cancer is ravishing through our community just as much as those guns are coming out of those bullets are coming out of those guns. Guys, death is very busy all around our community. Don't take the effects of what death will do to you lightly. We're living in and through some trauma. And you know what? That makes me think about something, Pastor. Shout out to our beautiful Daryl Hairston out there, who's beautiful Prince. We're celebrating the anniversary of his death. God bless that beautiful family who has turned their tragedy into activism, and they're out there, and how hard it must be to continue to follow the families of victims. When you know yourself, you're still dealing with it. So guys, palms up. We're living in some times. Don't take any of this lightly. Anything you can do to support our dear friends out there. When is that event that he has for his son, Pastor? Is that coming up this weekend?
Yeah, it's this Saturday at, what's that, Pageant Square right there where the Giant is at Allentown.
And Temple Hills, right?
Temple Hills Road. That's actually where his son was gunned down, right there in that shopping center at American Best. So definitely keep the Harrison family in prayer, because I know that's going to be very hard for them Saturday to be right there at the location that their son was gunned down. Innocent, just an innocent bystander. And a young man thought somebody looked at him the wrong way, came back and just shot up the place.
Mental health. Mental health. You don't want to hear it, but you need to hear it out there. If you don't want to hear it, do something about it.
Yeah.
Stop with the meanness. Stop with the irresponsible behavior. It's not okay. All you're really saying is you're in trouble and you need some help. Why do you need to go to jail or sit down or lose your life to find out there was something really wrong? Guys, we've got to start talking it up out there. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you again, my big mamas, ain't nothing going to be right in these communities. We don't get our big mamas back in place. We don't get our women back in place, because our young mothers do need guidance. I know, I love you out there. I get it. But I'm telling you, we all can use help from one time or another. And we've got to get back to that respectful conversation in the community. Thumbs up. Our children can never have too much love. And the way we're doing it right now, it's not working. So we need to cut it out. Stop the meanness, stop the unkindness. On May 7th, we need you guys to come out to the Palms Up for Women's Wellness event. We've got a host of vendors. I think I counted over 17 vendors. Pretty Girl Safe. Shout out to Millie out there. We've had her on the show. They're coming to bring you guys some beautiful information about what they're doing to help women stay safe in the community. Oh my God, we got so much going on. And I know I haven't named all you vendors, but I want you guys to, don't take my word for it. Go to the Eventbrite, go to our Facebook events, go to our any of our websites, healthydcandme.org. We now have an events link page because people keep asking, what's the next event? And what date, what time? Guys, we're out in this community doing some work. Hey, Pastor, aren't we giving away some food soon? I'm just
Yes, we are.
Streets. What May 10th? Tell them about it. What we doing?
Starting May 10th, every second and fourth Tuesday, we will be doing a food giveaway. And I gotta give a shout out again to not about me ministries for giving us the opportunity to do it. Again, it's about partnership and working together and helping each other. And let me stress this too. You know, back in the day, mental health was like a demon thing, but it has come a long way. And I want you to understand, just because you have mental health, don't mean you got to take drugs, okay?
That's right.
And I think that's one of the problems. You think that if you go to seek help, that they're going to put you on this zombie medicine. Most of the time, you don't even have to take medicine. It's just understanding where it is and having that good support mechanism to help you walk through that process. So don't be scared. You better than your diagnosis, okay? You better than your diagnosis.
Now, hey, tell them again. What you tell them? Tell them again, Pastor.
You better than your diagnosis, okay?
That's right. And I'm telling you, yesterday's mental health is not today's understanding. Look, you're letting other people set the standard and dictate the understanding for what you're living with. You know why it's different for you? Because you're different. God made us all uniquely different in our own likeness. And what that means is that your mental health is your reality, and how you deal with and approach it is going to be on you, and what steps you take, and how much you get educated, and how many people you get surrounded and supporting you. Guys, we're advocates for a reason. Our government don't like us advocating for the fundamental reason. They don't want you educated, because when you get educated, you start asking for too much. When you get educated, you don't follow them. You don't follow nonsense anymore. When you get educated, you tell your children what it is, and your children start demanding change. Guys, it's time to start a movement of education and empowerment. And we're starting it with the mental health conversation. And that's why we started our monthly Making a Difference studio, because we want more of you to find your voice. We want more of you to use your creative talents and abilities to be able to get your word out, because mental health conversations happen on many different levels, and they happen in many different arenas. And we want to prove it to you and show you so you can stop feeling different or feeling away. We have given the power to the wrong individuals. Just because someone is elected to office does not make them a scholar. You can have some idiots running for office, and you can have some idiots in office. We know about it. We see them every day, don't we? Palms up.
Palms up.
Guys, I want you to know that the Healthy DCME Leadership Coalition, we out here in these streets. Guys, go to our website, healthydcandme.org. Our website has been up for over 2-3 years now, telling you guys that we're building a standalone emergency level 2 trauma and wellness center with an outreach component, because when we go to these emergency rooms and we get discharged, where do we go when we have nowhere to go? This is a town that is challenged with housing. This is a town that is challenged with accountability. This is a town that is challenged with oversight. And I'm talking about DC as well as Prince George's County. And we're going to put a stop to it.
Yeah.
You heard overseer say, it's time for us to figure out this situation with the police. We can't keep having these one-way dialogue and everybody's all bad and we're not accountable for the things that we're doing and our children are caught up in the middle. We got to change this. The suicide rate is still climbing. Ages 10 to 34. Between 10 and 34, we're losing people to suicide. Suicide to me is an example of failed communication. We missed an opportunity to reach someone before they decided that they were going to leave here. And we've got to get better about being better. So the healthy DCME leadership, we don't mind stepping out. We don't mind stepping out, causing a ruckus because we say we don't agree with what the government is saying. All of what the government is doing is not acceptable and it should be questioned. They're handling too much money in your namesake for us to be this ill-educated and having to trust people that don't even trust themselves. They know they're not no good. I'm just saying, this public office needs not to be about celebrity, guys. It needs to be about helping people. Palms up to you out there if you are using your power for good. But if you are not, we're coming for you. Yeah, we are. You gotta go. You're the poison that's in the way of the growth of our community. Gentrification doesn't have to be a bad thing. I'll keep saying it. It just has to include us. It has to include our children. It has to include the kinds of things that we're interested in. Where's your voice out there, palms up? All overseer, they don't hear me. What you gonna talk to us about before we get out of here? You got anything else you want to share to this message? I'm so happy that we back on this air. We so busy. We so sexy. Look, let me hold on before you say something. Let me start some trouble in the church community. You so sexy with your right shoulder showing.
And my tattoo, okay?
Palms up to my queen. Just do what you want to do. Be how you want to be. I know that's right. Come on, queen. Come on, talk to him before we get out of here this week. What's up?
I mean, I'm laughing and I'm joking, but I'm very concerned about our community. And I'll share this. A couple of weeks ago, I was in a place for about 7 days in a hospital. And all I heard over the loudspeaker, especially Friday through Sunday, was trauma 2, arriving in 5 minutes, trauma 2, airbound, be here in 10 minutes. And this went straight on, which let us know that this gun violence is real.
Yes, it is.
And I pray for the nurses and doctors. They are so stretched, you know, with regular illnesses. And then you got the gunshots going off. And it was a couple of folks that came through that were dealing with mental conditions.
Of course.
And it's just, it's real, y'all. It's really real.
And
but if we can come together, let's stop playing the blame game and take accountability of our own actions. Some of this stuff will stop. If we come together as a community, our government leaders will have no choice but to listen and change legislation. But long as they see that we as a community is divided, they playing the game. And that's why things aren't getting done.
That's right. That's right.
So if we want to change our government and stuff, we got to change ourselves.
That's right.
And come together. And I'm going to keep it honest. I don't understand. Our culture is the worst one. When I look at other cultures, they might fight behind closed doors. When they come out into the community, they stand together as one. And that's where we got to get to. We got to stop all this jealous and envy. If I got it, you got it.
That's right. That's right. And if it's a problem for you, it's a problem for me. I don't understand it. Again, my folks working in the government, I understand you got to keep your job, but you guys see what's going on, you know, years ago. And this is history repeating itself. I mean, we don't need to look far to understand what our marching orders should be, guys. Years ago, there was something called the Chitlin Circuit, right? And Chitlin Circuit was where the information traveled, right? Because we weren't privileged to be in those meetings. We're privileged to understand things, right? But our butlers, our maids, our people that took care of their children and cleaned their houses, they heard these conversations, they heard these understandings, and they came back and they gave that information to the masses. So we would know what was going on. We'd know how to operate. And we got to get back to that. We got to get back to being loyal as a people. Okay, because it doesn't make any sense to keep looking the other way when so many people that look like you and I are going through it. And I get it, guys. Who's that comedian? I mean, let's just be real. If you can't hear it or say it on the Palms Up show in the Mad Studio, where can you say it? The comedian, I don't know, was it Chris Rock or D.L. Hughley? It's one of them. Say that I love me some black people, but I can't stand me no NIGGA. And there are many of us that feel like that. I'm just keeping it real, keeping it 100. There's a certain behavior that we'd rather not be associated with. We all feel like that, but where we going? We ain't going nowhere because our children are right here and they deserve better. Palms up out there, guys. It's your girl. We have enjoyed you. We are so excited to be back. I know. We keep juggling this thing. We keep trying to figure out these lights. I'm here to tell you. We've been spending dollars in this pandemic trying to get this technology thing done. And for whatever reason, chalk it up to our mental health messaging. I don't know. They keep trying, sister.
We spent
it, but we ain't going nowhere. The devil been busy, but it doesn't matter. We're still coming back with this great work.
That's it.
Because we believe in the work that we do, guys. Palms up. Those of you out there that are coming out to celebrate MI's 5 years in the community, we appreciate you guys. It's on May 7th. You don't have to remember all this. Go to our event link, MI Mothers Keepers website, mimotherskeeper.com/ALL-events with an S. It'll give you everything we're talking about and some. Guys, we're on the move with this mental health messaging. If you yourself are out there, your family's going through, or you finding yourself, you need to do something creatively. Maybe you've got some beautiful talents that you want to be able to volunteer. Guys, we are looking to reach our youth. We're looking to come out of this pandemic stronger and more knowledgeable. Palms up. We're going to do this together. This is an election season, so shame on you for being quiet. If you're going through out there, we want to hear about it. Don't you tell me nothing about you ain't going to be involved or you don't care nothing about that because ain't no choices out there. I don't want to hear that. It's a new day, new way. Time for everybody to be accountable and be responsible. Palms up. Hey sis, I love you to life. I know you're getting honored this weekend, aren't you? What is that all about before we get out of here?
Oh, it's May 7th.
Next weekend, actually, May 7th.
Yes. I'll be at the Camelot. Sisters for Sisters.
Sisters for Sisters, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
honoring
Queen.
For the community work, you know. That's right. It ain't about popularity. For me, it's about being a survivor and know what it's like. And being able to come back and help somebody else pull them along as I go. That's what it's really all about.
Come back and give back. You can never be too big. Hey guys, we got our Capital City Emergency Level 2 Trauma and Wellness Center standalone project that is still underway. They told us that we didn't have enough statistical data in Ward 8 to warrant a life-saving Level 2 trauma facility. So they gave us that $300 million research glorified clinic with GW at the helm. Guys, we got to start talking it up before they make those types of decisions. And that's why it's dangerous for folks to get in office and become so popular, because their agendas don't necessarily include our issues or our needs. Okay, those guns are going off threefold, and it's more of us that are dying as a result of it. Palms Up is trying to do something about it. Now, shout out to our dear overseer who's forging a relationship with the Metropolitan Police Department, because she knows that many of us had to depend on officer friendly and the feelings of safety coming up, and our children don't have that. So you know, it's your girl. We're gonna keep bringing you this message. You got a message for mental health? You got something innovative out there you want the masses to hear about? Are you yourself a corporation that's looking to be a part of this cutting edge messaging that needs to happen across the DMV area? Then we want to hear from you. Everybody needs to be using their powers for good. Palms up. And over here at the Mindfully Making a Difference Studios, we want to make sure to showcase every level of mental health conversation so that we can start saving some lives. Hey DC, you cut it out. Cut it out there. Mental health will always matter, and we're watching you. Mayor Bowser, I don't know what you're confused about. There are no mixed messages. Our people don't want to live like third world citizens. Cut it out. Paul Racine, you're not going to keep hiding. We're going to pull you to the table. We will get Capital Realty in court, and we will bring justice for Woodbury Village citizens, because that's just the way it's written. Palms up out there, guys. We'll see you next week. Go and check out all our events. Get on Eventbrite. Go on our website. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Hey, sis. Hey, sis. Love you to life.
Love you to life.
Queen. Palms up,
Palms
guys.
up.
We'll see you next week. Be kind. Cut it out there, DC, DMV. All right. It's your girl. It's your girl. Palms up.